Hello everyone. Till now we have performed 4 experiments. Now today we will discuss and perform experiment number 5, which is to design, implement and test the function f, which is of 4 variables ABCD, where A is MSB while D is LSB, and it is sum of minterms 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 15, and with don't care terms of 4, 6, 12 and 13, and we have to implement it using a NOR or implementation. Now to design this we will use both the simplification techniques, which are Karnaugh map method or K-map method and Quinn-McCluskey or tabulation method, and after that we will implement this circuit using NAND-NOR circuit. These two methods we have discussed in earlier lectures also, so you can go through those videos. Now coming to K-map method. So the basic procedure for finding the simplified expression using K-map is as follows. First you have to find all the prime implicants, and from those prime implicants we have to determine all the essential prime implicants. Now essential prime implicants will be the prime implicant which will cover a minterm, and that minterm will not be covered by any other prime implicant other than that specific prime implicant. And then simplified expression is obtained from the logical sum of all the essential prime implicants plus other prime implicants that may be needed to cover any remaining minterms which are not covered by the essential prime implicant. Now sometimes you may find that there may be more than one way of combining squares in K-map, so we will get different combinations, and each combination may produce an equally simplified expression. Now coming to this function, our given function, we will form the K-map as it has 4 variables, so we will have 16 squares in this K-map, AB here and CD here. So minterm 1, so this is minterm 1, minterm 3, minterm 5, minterm 7, minterm 9 and minterm 15. And coming to don't cares, this is don't care, this is 4, don't care, then 6, then 12 and then 13. Now we will first of all we will form the prime implicants. So prime implicants means we have to combine maximum number of ones. So we have formed prime implicants which are A bar D, C bar D, A bar B, BC bar, BD. Now to form the prime implicant for grouping, you can use the don't cares. You can use don't cares just to improve the grouping. But you cannot use don't cares, means you cannot form a prime implicant which will consist of only don't cares. So you can use don't care just to improve the grouping of ones. So like this one can be grouped maximum with these 3 neighboring ones. So this will form prime implicant A bar D. Now this one can be grouped with maximum number of ones like this, and it will give rise to prime implicant 6 bar C bar D. Now similarly this one can be paired either with like this forming prime implicant A bar B, or like this forming prime implicant B C bar. Similarly this prime implicant you can form to group this one, and it will give rise to B prime implicant. Now we can see that we have 5 prime implicants A bar D, C bar D, A bar B, BC bar and BD. Out of these, 3 essential prime implicants are there. As you can see, this minterm, which is minterm 3, this can be covered by only this prime implicant A bar D. You can see this one is covered by this only. It cannot be covered by any other prime implicant. So A bar D is an essential prime implicant, as M3, which is minterm 3, can be covered by A bar D only. Now coming to C bar D. Now this one can be paired, this minterm 9 can be covered by prime implicant C bar D only. Similarly, prime implicant, this minterm 15, this one can be covered by this prime implicant only BD. So this is also an essential prime implicant. So we have got three essential prime implicants: A bar D, C bar D, B D. Now these three essential prime implicant together will cover all five minterms, which are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 15 of the given function. So the simplified expression is obtained from the logical sum of three essential prime implicants, which are A bar D, C bar D and B D. And this sum covers all the minterms of given function. So our simplified equation for this function will be A bar D or C bar D or B D. All these three are essential prime implicants. So we will get a unique solution for this K-map. Now coming to the disadvantage of K-map, as K-map is pictorial representation of Boolean expression. So here we have to find different patterns. We have to group ones. So K-map depends on user's ability to identify patterns, and it becomes difficult to adapt for application of 5 or more variables. When we have 5 or more variables, then we get a big K-map and it is difficult to simplify that K-map. So we move to another method, which is Quinn-Minkowski or tabular method. Now this method was developed by W.E. Quinn and Edward J. Minkowski, so it is known as Quinn-Minkowski method. It is a systematic approach for logic simplification, and functionally it is identical to K-map. As in K-map we find all prime implicants first and then essential prime implicant. Same same procedure we use in Quinn-Minkowski, but in tabular form rather than pictorial form. We are using tabular form here. And the advantage of this method is that it does not have the limitation of number of variables. You can have as many variables as you can to implement this method. So, and the tabular form makes it more efficient for using computer algorithms. So you can use it in computer algorithms also, as it tabular form is easy to implement on computer. And this method is also known as tabular method. Now the two main steps of this tabular method is same as the K-map. First you have to find all the prime implicants of the given Boolean equation. Then you have to use the prime implicants in a prime implicant chart to find the essential prime implicant and the other prime implicants that are required to completely cover the given equation. So these two steps are similar to K-map only. So this was our given function. These are our minterms, these don't care. So first step is to find all the prime implicants. So to form all the prime implicants, first we have to find the number of ones. For that, what you will do, you will list all the minterms, their binary representation and the number of ones in their binary representation. So one minterm 1, it can be represented as 0001 and it has only 1. Similarly 30011, so it has number of ones is 2, and so on. You will also arrange don't care terms in binary representation and then in number of ones. Now we are using don't care terms at this stage because here we are grouping. So to improve the grouping you can use don't cares, but once you will find the prime implicants at the prime implicant chart stage, you will not use any don't care. At the initial stage for grouping you can use don't cares. So we have arranged minterms and don't cares in their binary representation form, and also we have calculated their number of ones. Now After that, stage 1 of step 1, we have different stages in the step 1 where we will find the prime implicants. Now the minterms are put in different groups depending on the number of ones which they have in their binary equivalents. Now in each group the minterms are ordered in increasing values of their decimal equivalent. So number of ones, minterms which are having only one, so 1 and 4, these two have only uh, 1 1. Now this is error here, it will 4 will be 0 1 0 0, so 4 will be 0 1 0 0. So 1 and 4, so these have only 1. Then we will move on to next group, n plus 1, so it will be second with the number of ones as 2. So 3, it has 2 ones, 5 1 0 1, 2 ones, 6 0 1 1 0, 2 ones, 9 1 0 0 1, 2 ones, 12 1 1 0 0. Now coming to group in which we have 3 ones. So 7 and 13, 0 1 1 1 1 1 0 1. Now coming to group 4, which is where we have 4 number of ones. So 15 1 1 1 1. So we have completed stage 1. We have arranged the minterms and donkeys in groups, and within the group we have collected them in ascending order. Now coming to stage 2. In stage 2 we form pairs. That means we compare minterms of group n with group n plus 1, and here n varies from 0 to 3. So wherever there is a 1 bit change in binary representation, then the corresponding bit is eliminated using adjacency theorem, and in its position a dash is written. After that we check off all the minterm stage 1 that are covered by larger groups in stage 2. So we have formed the stage 1. Now we will form stage 2. So what we will do, we will compare this. Suppose this is nth group, so n plus 1 group will be this. So we will compare each these uh, midterms with the midterms of next group. So this 1 will be compared with 3, then 5, 6, 9 and 12. After that, similarly 4 with compared with 3, then 5, 4 will be compared with 5, 4 will be compared with 6, 4 with 9, 4 with 12. Now after that, this will be our group n and this will be n plus 1. So 3 will be compared with 7 and 13. Similarly 5 with 7 and 13, 6 with 7 and 13, 9 with 7 and 13, 12 with 7 and 13. And similarly third group will be compared with fourth group. So 7 will be compared with 15, 13 will be compared with 15. Now wherever there is a 1 bit difference in binary representation, so that there we can form the pair. So suppose 1 is compared with 3, so here 0 same 0 0 0. Here there is 1 bit difference, 0 1 1 is same here, so there is a 1 bit difference, so we can do the pairing 1 and 3. And here there is a 1 bit difference at this position C, so we can remove this C variable here and we will place a dash here. Similarly, we will do the other pairing. So 1 is paired with 5. So 1 paired with 5. So here there is a 1 bit difference here 0, 1. So here we have put a dash. So we have eliminated B variable. Similarly 1 with 9. So this position MSB position 0, 1. So we have put a dash here and we have removed A variable. Then 4, 5. So 4 and so 4 here, I have made mistake here. 4 will be 1 0 0. 4 will be 1 0 0. So we can see 4 and 5. So 4 and 5. here is a 1 bit difference, 0 1, so 0 1 0, and we have eliminated this D variable. Then 4 and 6, here there is a 1 bit difference at this position, so we have removed this C variable. Then 4 with 12, so 12, there is a 1 bit difference here, so we have replaced it with dash 1 0 0. Similarly, you can pair 3 with 7. So 3 with 7, here 3 with 7 0 1. So 1 bit difference. So this will be represented as dash. We have removed B variable. Then 3 with 3 with 13 is not possible. Then 5 with 7, 5 with 13, and so on. So you have to do this pairing, and whichever minterms are used in this pairing, you have to check off that minterm. You have to tick that minterm. So all the minterms are used, all the minterms or don't cares here, these are used in stage 2, so we have ticked all these. Now coming to stage 3, we will repeat the same process, that is we will form the pair of pairs here. So after stage 3, we will stop since further comparison is not possible. Next we will check off all the minterms or group of minterms in stage 2 that are covered by the larger groups in stage 3, and the unchecked minterms marked with an asterisk are our prime implicants. So we have reached here, we have got stage 2. So now we will move to stage 3. So for stage 3 also we will do the comparison and grouping. So this group of stage 2 is compared with this group. So 1 comma 3 is compared with 3 7, then 1 3 compared with 5 7, 1 3 compared with 5 13, 1 3 compared with 6 7, 1 3 compared with 9 13, 1 3 compared with 12 13. And wherever there will be a 1 bit difference, we will remove the corresponding variable and we will put a dash at that place. And whichever these pairs will be used in this larger pairing, those pairs will be ticked here in stage 2. So 1 3 5 7, 1 3 5 7 here. So 1 3 5 in 1 3 5 7, 0 is 0 here, 0 is here, 0 is there, and dash is there. So this is also 1 bit difference. 1 3 5 7 here, sorry, here. So 0 is 0 here, 0 is this is, there is a 1 bit difference here, so we have put a dash here. Then this dash and dash, these are similar, then 1 and 1, so we have got this thing. Similarly you can continue with grouping here. So we have found that after stage 3 there is no possible grouping, there will no possibility of grouping is there, because when we will compare this group with this group, so 1 3 5 7 and 5 7 13 15, so pairing is not possible because there is, see, this 1 bit difference, 2 and 2 bit difference are there. Similarly this group cannot be grouped with this pair, we cannot be grouped with this pair, more than 1 bit difference is there. So after this stage no pairing is possible, so we will stop here. And the terms which are not paired, we will represent them with an asterisk, and all these terms which are not ticked, which are represented by asterisk, are our prime implicants. So we have got our prime implicant, which are a bar d, a bar d, we have removed two variables. Then c bar d, a bar b, d c bar, and b d. We are representing in SOP, so 0 will represent negated or complemented form, and 1 uncomplemented form. So we have got our prime implicants. Now we will move to step 2, which is to find our essential prime implicant using prime implicant chart. So we will form the prime implicant chart here. You have to remember that you have to neglect don't care terms. So you will consider only min terms here. There will be no don't care inputs in this prime implicant chart. So prime implicants are shown as rows and minterms as column, and an X is placed to indicate the covering of minterm by that prime implicant. So A bar D, you can see A bar D, it is covering minterm 1 3 5 7. So 1 3 5 7. Similarly, C bar D. So C bar D is covering 1, 5, 9, 13. 1, 1, 5, 9 and 13 was the don't care term, so we will neglect that. Similarly, A bar B. A bar B will cover 4, 5, 6, 7. So A bar B will cover 4 and 6 was don't care, so it will cover 5 and 7 midterm. Similarly, B C bar, it will cover 4 was don't care, 5, 13, 5 only. B C bar will cover 5 only because 4, 12 and 13 was don't care. So it will cover B C bar will cover midterm 5, and prime implicant BD will cover 5, 7, 13, 15. So 5, 7 was midterms and others were don't care. So 5, 7 and 15 were midterms. So BD will cover these midterms. So after this, what you have to do, you have to find the column that has single, you have to look for each column and you have to check the find the column that has single x and circle it. So this column has single x, this column has single x and this column has single x, so we have encircled it. So the associated prime implicant is an essential prime implicant since it covers at least one midterm not covered by the other prime implicant. So this column has single cross. So corresponding to this we have A bar D. So this prime implicant is essential prime implicant as midterm 3 can be covered by this only. This midterm 3 cannot be covered by other prime implicants. So this is an essential prime implicant and we have put a asterisk mark to show that this is an essential prime implicant. Similarly, here also we have single cross in this column, and so midterm n can be covered by this prime implicant only. So C bar D is also an essential prime implicant. We have represented it with asterisk. Similarly, midterm 15, here in this column there is a single cross. So midterm 15 can be covered by only prime implicant BD. So this BD is also essential prime implicant. So we have got our three essential prime implicants A bar D, C bar D and BD, and we can see that A bar D covers these midterms 1, this 1, 3, 5 and 7. So we have ticked these midterms 1, 3, 5 and 7 are covered by A bar D. Then 1, 5 and 9 were covered by C bar D. So we have ticked this 9 also. These were ticked with this also. Then BD covers this 15th also. So we have ticked this. So we have ticked all the midterms. That means all the midterms are covered by these three essential prime implicants, which are A bar D, C bar D and BD. So our prime implicants were A bar D, C bar D, A bar B, B C bar and BD. We can see in this prime implicant chart. Then essential prime implicant A bar D, M3 covered by A bar D only, C bar D, M9 midterm 9 can be covered by C bar D only, BD midterm 15 covered by BD only. So since all the midterms are checked, off. That means these three essential prime implicants cover all 5 midterms of the given function. Therefore, the minimized Boolean function we will get as the logical sum of three essential prime implicants, which are A bar D, C bar D and BD. So this function we have simplified our given function and we can represent it as A bar D or C bar D or BD. So now coming to the implementation part, we have to implement this function using a NOR or implementation using digital IC gates. We require some hardware. So we will require ICs of NOR gate and OR gate, 7402 NOR gate IC, 7432 OR gate IC, then breadboard to implement the circuit, power supply, connecting wires for making connection and LED to show the status of output. Now this was our given function and this is simplified equation. So we can implement it with basic gates like this. We have A bar D, A bar D, then C bar D, C bar D, B D, B D, and we have used these two input OR gates to finally get our function. Now to implement it using NOR OR, so we will keep these OR gates as it is and we will convert all the remaining gates with NOR. So we know that in place of AND we can put a NOR gate with both the inputs bubbled. So we will do the conversion here. We have kept these OR gates as it is. Now this A bar was there, so this A bar inverter gate can be found by shorting these both inputs. So this will give A bar. Now this bar, this inverter and this inverter is to because we get a AND gate when the we can replace the AND gate with a NOR gate with both its inputs inverted. So both its inputs are inverted. So these three gates can form AND gate. This AND gate and this inverter we have used here. Similarly, others here, this here was the AND gate, so we have used bubbled, or we have inverted both its inputs. So this is inverted, this is inverted. C bar we have already before, so like this. So in this way we will we will replace all the and NOT gates with NOR. So we will get this. Now we can see we have two inverters in cascade, so we can these are redundant. So here suppose it is A, so here we are getting A bar. After this inverter we will get A double bar, so it will be equivalent to A only. So we can remove these cascaded inverters, this one and this one. So after removing that we will get simplified NOR OR circuit to implement this function. So for all NOR gates we require 7402, for OR gate we require 7432 IC. Now we know that we have earlier studied the IC diagram of NOR and OR gate. So we will accordingly we will have, so in a single NOR gate IC we can implement four NOR gates. So these four, this one, this one, this one and this one can be implemented with single NOR IC. Now remaining these two can, this one, for this one we have to require another NOR IC. So we will require two NOR ICs and single OR IC, because in a single OR IC you can implement four OR gates. So we require only two OR gates, so this can be covered in single OR gate IC. So we will require two NOR gate ICs and one OR gate IC. So here in this IC you will give input at 2 and 3 and you will get output at 1. You will give input at 6 and 5, you will short circuit them and then you will get output at 4. You will put this 4 output to 3rd and 11th pin. Then C you will give at 12th, and then 30 out of 13 you will get output. So this way you can see through this pin diagram, this we have specified the pins here. So through this schematic you can implement this function. So to perform procedure we have discussed earlier also. We have to see the data sheets of ICs for pin configuration, which where we have to give the input, where we have to take output. So we have to look for data sheet of these two ICs, 7402 NOR gate, 7432 OR gate. After that you have to put these ICs on the breadboard. Before that you can do one thing. You can connect the plus 5 volt and ground leads of the power supply to power and ground bus strips on your breadboard. On the you have horizontally shorted pins at top and bottom, so you can make them plus 5 and ground. Now after that you place the IC on the breadboard. You have to look for the notch and then point all the chips in the same direction with pin 1. You have to keep pin 1 at the lower left corner on the breadboard, and pin 1 is often identified by a dot or notch next to it on the chip package. So after that, first and foremost thing, you have to apply a high voltage VCC to pin 14 of all the ICs and keep low level voltage to all ground inputs, which is pin 7 of all ICs. After that, you have to select a connection and place a piece of hook wire between corresponding pins of the chips on the breadboard. You have to make all the connections required as shown in the schematic diagram. After connecting the circuit properly, you have to switch on the power supply, and finally you have to observe the output for different input combinations and match it with the truth table given. So you have 4 variables, so you will have 2 raised to the power 4 or 16 combinations. So A is MSB and D is LSB, and this is our function output. So where C D wherever D is 0, that means this will also become 0, this will become also 0, this will also become 0. So wherever there is D is equivalent to 0, equal to 0, you will get output as 0 only. Now wherever there is D1 and any variable out of this A or C are 0, because we are using A bar and C bar. So wherever A and C are 0 and D is 1, there our function will be 1. Or the other condition is wherever there is D is 1 and B is 1, there also you will get 1. So you can fill this table accordingly. You will get the output like this. Now coming how to implement this circuit. So you can see you have to implement the function, this function using NOR or implementation. We have simplified this function. Now this is 7402 NOR gate IC, 7432 OR gate IC. You have to use hook wires. So 7402, this is NOR gate IC, OR gate IC. We know we require 2 NOR gate ICs and 1 OR gate. This is our power supply plus 5 volt, which we will connect to all the 14th pin of all 14th pin of all the ICs, and we will ground every pin 7. So these two are NOR gate ICs and this one is our OR gate. So we have done this thing. We can use these input switches to give inputs. So this was our circuit. So we will make connections one by one. So go for one connection and make that connection and tick that. And this way you will not make any error. So this is here. For inversion you have to short circuit it like this. So you have to keep in mind this schematic and make connection one by one. So you are giving input. So this you make the connection one by one. You give input at 2 and 3 of this IC, get output from here. Then this 4 is given to 11th pin, this 3rd pin and this 3rd pin. Then this 10th is given to 2 and 1 and 13 to 1 and 2. And finally this output at this output. So this was our function. These components we required. this was our function. These minterms and these don't care terms. So we will form the truth table like this, and we will verify it as we have already made the circuit. You have seen it in the previous video. So this is the circuit we have made. Now we will verify its truth table. So all inputs are 0. So output LED is not blinked, that means output is 0. So 0 0 0 0 you get 0. So 0 0 0 1 you get 1. So 0 0 0 0, it's not clear. First for 0 0 0 D is 0, so output will be 0. So you can verify this whole truth table one by one after giving different input combinations. So this way you can you can design, implement and test this function using NAND NOR, this function using your NAND NOR implementation. So we have implemented this function, designed, implemented and tested this function, and we have used both the methods. We have got the similar simplified equation, same simplified equation with both the methods. So this way we have verified that the received simplified expression is correct, and then we have implemented it with NOR and OR ICs. So thank you.